So you've probably just spent the last week vibe coding your latest £1 million startup idea in React using Vite. Everything works locally, your app is fast, your UI is mostly questionable, but now it's time to share that app with the world. To do that, I'm going to show you how to deploy your React app using AWS Amplify, which is one of the most widely used, fully managed front-end hosting platforms in the world. It's built and managed by AWS, sits on top of their global CDN, and gives you hosting, CI/CD, and security features without ever touching a server. I'll assume your code is already in a Git repo like GitHub and that you already have an AWS account. To start, head to the AWS console and search for Amplify. From here, click Create New App. Amplify is Git first, so choose GitHub and then authorize your access. Pick your repository and the branch you want to deploy, which is usually main or master. From here, click Next and we'll get access to the build settings. For a simple React app living at the root of your repo, Amplify usually gets this right. You can use a build command like npm install and npm run build, which then has an output directory of dist. But real projects are rarely that clean. Maybe your React app isn't at the repo root. Maybe you're in a monorepo. Maybe you've got multiple apps that need to be built in a specific order. This is where the Amplify YAML file comes in. Instead of relying on auto detection, you can fully control the build process. For example, if your frontend lives deep in the repository, your config file might look something like this. This tells Amplify exactly where your app lives, how to build it, and where the final output is. It's really useful in workspaces or monorepos where one size definitely does not fit all. Once this file is committed, Amplify will automatically use it as part of the CI/CD pipeline. Now, a quick real-world issue you might run into is that Amplify builds run on Linux, and sometimes Vite, Rollup, or esbuild do not behave the same way that they do locally. You might see errors about Rollup binaries missing or esbuild failing during the build step. If that happens, one fix that works surprisingly well is explicitly adding the Linux binaries as optional dependencies in your package.json, which looks something like this. You shouldn't need this in every project, but when you do, it's a lifesaver. Back inside Amplify, once the build completes, you'll get a live URL. Your app is now hosted on AWS infrastructure, served through a global CDN with HTTPS enabled by default, and every push to your main or master branch triggers a fresh build and deployment automatically. A couple of final production essentials: if you use environment variables, you can add them under app settings and then environment variables. For Vite, remember that they must start with Vite and an underscore. For custom domains, you can head over to domain management, where Amplify handles DNS verification, SSL certificates, and HTTPS for you. And if you want an extra layer of protection, you can attach an AWS WAF to block bad traffic and common attacks. And that's it. You've just deployed a React app to AWS Amplify. If this helped, click like and subscribe for more short practical dev videos, and I'll see you in the next one.